Jesus, come and take your people because they wilding down here. Mm-mm.
Hi guys, welcome to our channel. This is Straight No Chaser, the podcast where we speak just like we speak in our girl chat with no filter. And we are here for our final episode of season 2.
Whoop,
And we
whoop.
are very excited.
Season her?
2.
Mm.
Season 2. Double. Is that two in some language?
Isn't double double?
W is French for W.
Yeah.
So I don't think double means two. I don't
Double
know.
don't mean two.
Yeah, but double. Anyway, Peter is gonna
Tomorrow,
hate.
doubles.
Player is gonna
I think.
play. Anyway, all right. So with us tonight we have Ayana,
Hi, everybody.
we have a Bahar,
What's up?
and we have Rohan.
Hi guys.
I say your name nice for you to do that.
Hi guys. You want to say that?
Oh God.
What do you want
That's
from
more
me?
on
Okay.
And
Oh,
tonight's
gosh.
episode is just us kind of recapping, just talking, just having a good time. This is actually a girls group conversation without the crying. We'll do that off the screen.
I can't guarantee
I
But,
can't
nothing, to be
guarantee
honest.
that.
I ain't crying.
Yeah.
I done. My cry for the week.
And that's all cried out. How old are you?
You. Oh, I was gonna do the same. Alignments. Alignments.
job, guys. Good job.
Thank you.
Oh god.
Right. So I believe that what we're gonna start off with is a shot. Take the last shot that we will take for season 2 with us.
Ooh.
Oh my
I'm
god.
taking a chug of wine.
I love that for you.
Take of.
Cheers,
Alright.
guys.
Cheers to season 2.
Cheers. Whoop. Jan, you're a white wine person?
Mm-hmm. I am.
I didn't know that. I thought you'd be a red wine person.
I don't
I
mind
think
red
it's
wine.
all wine.
Definitely all wine person.
All wine,
Actually,
yeah.
first of all, I drink alcohol. I don't discriminate.
Very true. Very true. Okay. Makes sense.
Ah.
Makes sense.
Sweet minders give me hives now.
Please.
Giselle, please.
What gives
Please.
you hives? What?
Sweet
Wine.
Sweet
apparently.
wine. Okay.
There's
Okay.
a story there, but we won't go there today.
Yeah.
I feel like we should go there.
Should we go
All right.
there?
So we did have a couple questions
No.
on the social medias, on the Instagrams for you to ask us so that we could kick off conversation in here tonight. So that's what we'll be doing. I nominate Rohan because
Of course.
Rohan name easy to call him mama.
I love
Ah.
it.
I like being in your mouth, you know?
Eh.
Ooh.
It's warm there.
Oh,
Hey,
Lord.
hey, Stop that Dalai Lama shit.
I was
We
about
will
to say
talk
the
about
same.
that.
Boy, we'll talk. Yeah.
We will full circle that one.
Yeah.
Full
Bring it
circle.
back. Eh?
We'll bring it
You're a
back.
good one, though.
Because Lord
Thank
Jesus.
you.
Lord.
Jesus, come and take your people because they wilding down here.
Not after
Sickening.
Easter too, y'all.
You know, like we are just coming out of the Lenten season. Is it Lenten? Not lentil for sure, right?
Not lentil like the peas, Lenten.
Lenten. Okay, see, I was right. I'm trying to work on my ends because I still can't say ratans.
It's ratans.
Ratans.
It is ratans. Ratans. Say
Ra, ra,
Tans.
ra, tans.
Tans. Ratans.
Ratans. Tee. Be either's fine. You must nice up the thing. Ratans.
Ratans.
But they're not taking me on. All the Trinidadians are about to come for my ass with that.
Okay,
ratans.
The babes, just say it with confidence.
Ratans.
Ratans.
Fake it till you
I
make
tried.
it.
I tried. Oh god, I tried. Whatever. All right. So we basically had a ask us anything question. Honestly, I find y'all, you lost your chance. Because I was ready to tell you all my business.
You really
Y'all didn't
did
want to
it.
ask nothing. I
The
was like,
hard part is the question's gonna come in tomorrow morning.
Oh, for sure. We're gonna have to answer it like via Instagram or something.
Yeah, so hard luck all year.
Hard luck for the rest of y'all. Anyway, so one of the questions we got was recently, what's the most difficult thing you've dealt with and how did you overcome it? So, what's the most difficult thing you've dealt with and how did you overcome it if you did? Who'd like to go first?
Not me. Why this person coming for me? No.
I feel all of us.
Like, and nobody say, Ayana, you come for yourself.
I mean,
Let me start drinking now, yes.
I know. I
I
could
take
start.
time to say I'm not answering this question.
You know what? And that's okay.
That's
That's
all
okay.
right.
B said she'll start.
Yeah, I could start. I mean, I feel like I've shared this as a running theme in the past few episodes. So for those of you who are my friends that follow me on Instagram or don't follow me, like y'all know I've been on this like health journey, and part of that health journey, unfortunately, now includes the management of diabetes. And then part of that health journey also then includes getting to a healthy place that I can eventually be healthy enough to have a child healthily. Is that a word? Healthily? Safely. Safely. I'll say safely. Because with that, especially with diabetes, there's a lot of risk that can happen to the baby, and of course to the mother, but also things like, various miscarriages, all that kind of stuff. So my goal was always to be like, okay, great, tackle it. I think my personality in general is to be like, here's a problem, great, I'm going to tackle it. But the problem with that is that I never really give myself time to like cope with like news such as that. And so when I don't give myself time to cope with news such as that, it kind of transpires into something else. So like meaning that I start working a lot more because I'm like changing my focus. I start maybe overdoing it and like my workouts or like my diet and so forth. And so I had to like really take a step back to be like, okay, I need to do things a little bit more healthily, not so extreme, and part of that meant like being really honest with myself and understanding that, you know, everybody, literally everybody is different. And so sometimes when you hear news like that, you think like, gosh, it sucks because you feel like you're doing this so much work. I think for at least you all know that at least for 2 years I've been working on my health. And so to get that kind of news was kind of sucky. And then kind of transitioning to uh as I said, part of the reason of not only getting healthy was to obviously get my diabetes under control, but naturally Daryl and I are also doing like, family planning. So at the age of gosh, I'm gonna be 39 in a few weeks. Oh my God. So at the age of 38, I was like, great, well, it should probably be a good idea to get on top of my fertility to, not necessarily there's something like 100% wrong in that category, but at least getting in front of it. I'm a person that loves data. And so because that helps me become prepared of what's going to come my way. And so I was just like, let's get some fertility stuff going on because, of course, in addition to that is PCOS. For those of you who don't know, polycystic ovary syndrome, which just means it's harder for you to get pregnant. Great. So fast forward to the last few weeks, generally we're getting some good news. Like I have a good ovarian reserve, which means I have good eggs. Typically, unfortunately, for women at this age, your eggs start deteriorating. And that hasn't happened for me. So that's a good thing. But then on top of that, when we think about other aspects, like the other areas of health that doctors have to check specifically would be like, okay, well, we know you have good eggs, then what's actually causing an issue here? And so then that led us to the discovery that both of my fallopian tubes are blocked, which means that for those that are not familiar with anatomy and biology a little bit, it means that where your eggs are in your ovarian, in your ovaries, and where your semen will enter through, the fallopian tube is basically the meeting place where they both kiss, fertilize, and the egg drops down to the uterus. But because mine are blocked, that can't happen. And so that was news that it's crazy how this question came up now. That was news that I received last Thursday. And I will say, to deal with that, like I always really try to look at the positive side. And one of them was that, okay, that doesn't necessarily mean I can't get pregnant. It just means that we're going to be growing this baby in a lab. It means that we're going to take my egg from me, the semen from Daryl, put it in a petri dish, put it in a lab. But while I do try to look at the positive side, it still hit me. It still was like, I think personally, for as a woman, you feel like, again, your body's not doing something that it's supposed to be doing, and it's not happening naturally. And when we think about the rest of the journey, sorry, I'm gonna cry. I knew it. When we think about the rest of the journey, like while we know that IVF is completely viable, we know that like I know that when I look at that road of like when that journey starts, when I say, great, my diabetes at a place where I need it to be, let's get on to getting pregnant, that like the idea of like having to be getting hormone injections for weeks at a time, seeing my own friends go through IVF and seeing how depleted they were, like those are the things that scare me. And as I said, so like in those scenarios, I don't necessarily think when you go through a difficult time, like there's a scenario where like you're completely over it, and nor do I think a person should be like, I need to make myself get over this. So what I try to do in those scenarios is that like I give myself a timeline to be mopey, to be bitchy, to all of that. And then I say, great, now I'm not saying this doesn't exist anymore, but like now I need to start focusing on the positive side. So like Thursday I got the news. I was completely bitchy and mopey. Definitely cried my eyes out a couple of times. I think I made Daryl was definitely, I realized Daryl's thing is like he can't really see me cry. And so like when I was crying, like he got emotional. So like not only like you kind of feel this like sense of like I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing as a woman. And then that naturally trajects onto like, oh my gosh, is my partner going to be disappointed in me? And obviously, I have a really amazing partner, so he's not like that. But like, those are the thoughts that you start going through your head. So that's why I said, like, for me, I have to put like a limit of like, this is the time I'm going to give myself to mope, not get over it, just myself to mope, and then start focusing on other things. Because, like, in the grand scheme of things, as I said, it's not entirely impossible. It just means that, like, we're going to go through a little bit of a harder process. Um, but I have good eggs, right? So I'm happy with that. I have the financial means to do it because these kind of things are not covered by insurance. And so, yeah, so I would say at least like this last year, this journey with my body has been pretty frustrating. I keep getting good news, bad news, good news, bad news, and all of it keeps coming down to like this mentality of like really beating myself up, like my body's not doing like I like there's so many times I'm like my body's literally working against me. And it just sucks when you feel like you're doing everything you can to kind of like
Yeah.
climb up or plump up yourself. So yeah. But
All
yeah,
the
so
work.
how you do with it is I give myself some time to mope, and I allow the moping to happen.
Well, I'm proud of you. Like that's a lot to have to go through. And
Definitely.
like we appreciate you sharing on this platform because I know it was hard for you to even share with us at the time that you would have gotten the news. So we
Yeah.
appreciate and
You
love
were last week,
you.
you said you were not okay. And I
Yeah.
mean, this
Yeah.
We
is,
were off with that. We were like, we are there for you, whatever it is.
I
Let's
know.
go.
I was, and I feel like the reason I speak out on it now is because like I feel like not that many people speak on it, and I feel like I really
yeah.
don't think that many people speak on it, especially like in the South Asian community of like this whole idea of like um and I'm sure it's in the Caribbean community too, of like if a person can't get pregnant naturally, right? It's identified that something's like wrong with her. That it like even without knowing like if there's something wrong with the man's semen, you know? Um so I just felt like it was important. Am I 100% okay? Absolutely not. Uh Am I still agitated? Do I still have these agitated feelings, throughout the day? Absolutely. But as I said, like then I really just try to focus on like, it took conversations with my mom to help me get through this, my best friend, my husband, obviously. And so like just to really focus on, okay, well, at least we have the data and we know why things weren't happening. And now we know what the plan needs to be moving forward versus like it's still being an enigma of like why things aren't happening the way they're supposed to. So those are the things I will appreciate, but I'm still very bitchy and pissed off. I think when I talked to y'all, I was still kind of very deep in my feelings with it. So yeah. So I'm sure
Yeah.
it'll still come in roller coasters as it, once
Definitely
we do
will.
start that IVF journey.
Mm-hmm. You'll come through it.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
We have your support system, and it's a
We
very large
absolutely
support
do.
system from all over the place. We got
Yeah.
you.
Absolutely. I know. And I feel like not a lot of people can say that either, right? So like those are the things I
Yeah.
really feel like privileged with. So
You
Just let us
absolutely.
know. We might not be recording the pod, but we're still free to Zoom.
I know. It's funny because when we talk about that, it's we were talking about like, relationships with moms. So my mom was fertile Myrtle, right? So she had like all three of us very easily. And so like I could see where she's trying to be supportive, but I also can see that
Mhm,
she can't necessarily relate, right?
Yeah.
And so it was
mhm.
really sweet of her on that night. Like she was like, "Oh, so what did the doctor say?" And I told her, and mind you, the way I shared this news with her, I was like literally in my phone just texting, and that's one of the things I do. It's like if I don't want to talk about something, I'll just very statement, like very matter of fact statement, say it. And she was like, "Okay." And then I was like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna need some time." And so like I went in my room and moped, and then she's like, I was thinking that like we could all, we're all here to chip in, uh, monetary wise, like when you decide
Mm,
you have to do IVF. So like in her mind, she thought I was more upset about like this is going to be very costly, right? And
mhm,
I said, Mom, I literally am not worried about costly. I was like, I'm just feeling in my way right now that like as a woman, my body's not doing what it's supposed to do. And like I tried and I acknowledged, I was like, you may not be able to relate to that, and I completely understand. I was like, but I promise you it's not a monetary thing. And that's what I said. I'll also acknowledge that not a lot of people can say that either, because IVF
mhm,
is very expensive and unfortunately is not covered by any type of insurance in the States today, which is very sad. um so yeah, so she was trying to pet me up, be like, no, we're all here to like, chip in. I was like, Ma, like it's not that. So uh so I know like everyone's trying to do what they can, but acknowledging that like it's okay if they can't relate either,
Yeah.
So
And it's one
Yeah.
of those things, like even right now, we're here for you, and we but what do you say?
yeah. Yeah. And that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. I don't necessarily need even anyone to say anything. It's just like if I feel like I'm ready to talk, then best believe I'll be coming to an event. And if I say like and there will be times where I'll be like, this is how I feel right now, but I don't want to talk about it. Let's go, do something. Or let's just have a
Mhm.
quick group chat. So
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's okay. So,
yeah,
however you need us, you got
Great.
us.
absolutely. I know.
Yeah. You there. But
Who's
yeah.
next?
Thanks for sharing. Ayana's like, I opt out.
I'll go next. It's
I
fine.
mean,
It's
B's
so
update was so profound. I feel
I
like
know. Like,
nothing could be harder. Like I have so much
No, see, but
respect
that's
for
other
you
things. Like there
because
shouldn't
you've
be
been
comparisons
doing
like
so
that.
much business wise, and you're planning a trip, and you've been dealing with this and just shouldering it all so well. I would have never known that this is what you were dealing with. It just makes all my shit just seem so fucking meaningless compared to this thing.
But that also means I'm not talking, which also is not a good thing. So that just tells me that maybe I
we
need
are
to talk
accustomed to
more.
that at least.
Yeah. I was like, so I need to talk more, obviously.
No, when you're ready, babes. Whenever you're
Yeah,
ready.
yeah.
I know.
Whenever
But
you're
I
don't
mean, we
compare
also
either,
offer
because
bullying services, eh? If you need us to bully you into doing all your but
They
when
do
you're
offer that service. It's true.
I do mine for free.
It's true. It's true.
oh
I feel
gosh.
sorry
Every
for
day.
Rohan all the time under Giselle boy. What? No mercy.
No mercy. That girl didn't give me a rest in my soul, you know.
Anyway, it's okay because all it doesn't see and all it do always hear. But that's fine. I will keep saying that all it do see and all it do always hear, but it's fine. Just smile. I don't mind following B, but like Ayana said, everything else seems failing in comparison. The question was what? What is the hardest thing you've dealt with recently?
And how did you
Mm-hmm.
cope with it?
And
Um,
how'd you overcome it?
yeah, I think recently the biggest issue for me is that feeling of enoughism. I don't know how else to put it. Just enoughism and in various aspects of life. Because naturally people would think you're talking about man. So just stop it right now. Y'all are part of the issue, but not what I am speaking about primarily here. Um, just in work, particularly, work kicked me in my ass this term. Because you break up the school year into 3 terms, September to December, January to whenever Easter falls, and from then on to July, early July. And I personally felt like I and my coworkers were working more than we were living our own lives. And the expectation that is upon teachers, but particularly in my school, I would say, it just keeps getting higher and higher and higher. And salaries are remaining the same. And just is the expectation. You basically waking up in the morning to think about work and then go home and then think about work for the next day. And if you can't make it, you have to think about what to do if you can't make it. And when I, when people try to think about self, it's like, yeah, but you have work. And I did not like that. And I work real fucking hard. Like I work hard. Nobody can say, you can say real things about me, and they will probably be true. But
They'll
one
say
thing you
she
can't say,
rude, she
they could,
mouthy, she
I'm multi.
sarcastic,
She just say all kind of thing. She like Rasta man. You can say all that, and
but
it
she's
will
an amazing teacher, though.
be
She's an
true.
amazing teacher.
But I do work hard, and I just wasn't feeling like enough. I wasn't. I wasn't feeling like enough. I'm not feeling like enough to the point where I think I just lie down in bed a day and I did not go to work. I couldn't do it. I could not. I just couldn't because what more you want me to give? And I'm not saying this, for anybody to go and say to the school or anything like that. Da 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 da. She needs to get more. No, don't do that because they are also going through the same thing. Except again, I'm multi, and I would express it because I don't have it in me anymore, and I've said it, and it just like the end not justifying the mean. And as much as I love my job, I also deserve a certain quality of life, and yeah, so that's what I've been dealing with, and enoughism in all aspects of life. So we could go to men and the nonsense. We just go through it. I don't always feel enough there, but after all of that, I always just say fuck all here and just move on. Maybe not quickly, rapido enough, but then as always end up back there in that enough situation. So that's what I've been dealing with. It's not a specific one thing. Work is the heaviest of it, but just the feeling of not being enough to deserve good things. How I deal with it. I shut down. I shut down. Shut down. Shut down and then spend time with my friends. That's the two places. I shut down completely and then I spend time with my friends, which kind of it's not kind of, but it does build. It's like it gives off endorphins. Spending time with all is give off endorphins done because you're a bunch of unserious people, and it is impossible to stay in a state of
I don't know if I should take that as a compliment or insult.
I'm like,
I know she meant it as a
unserious.
compliment.
This
I
call
meant
us
it how I said it.
unserious.
If
I
it's
mean,
however you want to take it, that's your business. But yeah, this that the bunch of unserious people, no matter how we try, it always comes down to laughter and all of those things, and it's impossible to stay where you are for very long.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that's what I do. Just shut down and then start back up with Tori, and then shut down and start back up and shut down and then focus on self. So, trying to get certain things in line, actively applying for jobs. I'm not going to lie to people and say I'm not doing that. I love what I do, but also I love myself. And if I have to look for different avenues to do that, then I would always choose myself because, like I said, I wanted a quality of life that is proportional to how hard I work and how seriously I take the work that I do. So yeah, apply for jobs, feel good about yourself, talk to your friends, shippiness. Not even going out because I don't think I've been out at very much during this sector. But and that's how. Yeah. Also, if you are going through a space of not feeling enough, please know that you are.
Tell yourself that.
I mean, I was talking to myself in the mirror and things.
Oh, good.
But you see, you can't even say it nice, Dan.
That's not a relationship, big man.
No, I'm not good enough to get a little nice talk, but you talk to them man, I'm nice.
Because I'm
That's
not
a
sure
very
what I was
good
about to
point,
say.
What was that, Rose?
Sorry. I'm not starting no man hatred shock. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm going with peace and love in my heart. But you are a good friend. Love you.
Thank you. I love you all too. Y'all really do. I know Rohan has said this multiple times. People don't understand having a good friendship group, but tough take.
Like every time we hang out, I'm like, I feel sad for the people who have never experienced this.
Yeah.
And it's honestly like a deep sadness for me because I'm like, sometimes I don't know what I'll do like without the group chats and the checking up on each other and the little lines that we're going to do. Or like yesterday we had our 5th edition of our brunch and baddies. Like just like little things that are just like we don't always have to spend money, we don't always have to do anything. We literally just hang out with each other and no one has to worry about the other bad talking the other like secretly or like trying to steal someone's boyfriend or husband. Yeah, is that talk you all the time in your face? But it's like we don't have to worry about these things.
Yeah.
And that's like such an ease. Like
Yeah.
you can go on knowing that at the end of the day your friends are gonna have your back. Like we hear a job posting and we're sending it to each other. Like, yo, get that money. Let's go. Always encouraging each other. I'm like, people don't experience that, and that's so sad.
Yeah.
Honestly.
People don't have a place to say I'm not okay. B did it the other day. Yams did it the other day. Rohan is still a work in progress, boy. But
yeah,
like it's honestly a safe space for me, particularly. Like I keep saying, like y'all know, and I'm sure that y'all do. But because it's crazy out there the way people don't have people besides their family to fall on.
And so sometimes not even that.
Yeah.
And not even your family because them so would mess you up too sometimes. So I am very, very much appreciative of the friends that I have on here and the wider girl group and stuff. And even some other guys.
Even the guys that just give us talk for no reason.
For no reason.
No reason.
At all. You tell
the
them
husband always giving me talk about about how me and Kemi can't sing lyrics right. And just anything I post, why are you like this?
Listen, the way that man harass you, sometimes I'm like, can you just leave her alone? And he's like, no.
Never.
Give me a chance. He's like, never.
He's like, no.
Give me a chance.
Okay. He's my
So
favorite
funny.
Friday. After B, confusing me now.
B is our favorite Friday.
Yeah, our
get it
favorite
straight.
Friday. Yeah, sorry. He's my second favorite Friday.
Hey.
There we go. Very good. Yans, are you sharing or?
You don't have to.
Go?
No,
I didn't go yet.
Okay, so why are you calling me out? You and go.
No, I just want to know if you like felt inspired. to do so?
Um,
If not, it's
I
okay.
could. I mean, I can. I mean, I'm a team player.
You
I can
don't
do
you don't feel
No, don't
forced
feel
because I
pressured.
mean, because like I opted out in an entire episode because I just could not talk about anything at that point. So like it's fine. It's
It is
okay.
fine, Jans.
Yeah. Don't feel pressured at all.
Yeah.
Guys, no, I'm fine. Life has been, I guess what it is, adulting and, pressure to level up and pressure from work and, just pressure that we put on ourselves. But I've been okay. Definitely the hardest thing I've been dealing with lately maybe might be self-confidence, self-esteem type stuff randomly. We go through these waves of questioning ourselves and just one, are we doing the right thing? Are we in the right career? Are we building ourselves up in the right way? Are we, like Chiz mentioned, are we good enough? Things, those sorts of things. But yeah, it all comes in waves. And how did I deal with it? I reminded myself that it comes in waves. And sometimes you just have to step back, take some time out, reassess, blah, blah, blah. Keep the good, get rid of the bad, and just kind of move forward with love and stuff. And right now, that's what I'm trying to do. Invite good vibes and just keep that energy and yeah. Keep being yes.
Keep being
Keep being
yes.
yes.
That's
We
key.
love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We only require that you come being yourself,
Exactly.
good or bad. Yeah. You
Yeah,
good.
I can say
We
that.
got you.
That's the part maybe I want to explore more. Being bad. Like sometimes we keep telling ourselves that we have to be good and maybe sometimes part of our self-esteem issues come with the idea that we're not good enough. And there really is not always a need to be good anyway. We love our
Yeah.
love, so it's also good to not be good and to accept ourselves for where we are. So that's kind of where I'm at. Taking things for what they are and going with the flow and
Mhm.
yeah.
In my head, all I heard was Willa Ford's I wanna be bad. Make it look so good. Like totally like I'm like, that's the background music. Oh, God. You muted this?
No, I'm muted. I was just singing. Sorry.
Oh,
Very good. Well, I guess I'll share. Okay.
this girl. You also don't have
no,
to.
it's okay
No,
if
I
you
will.
don't want to.
I
Can I
will.
get
I
to
just don't know
use
how to form it.
because
No, I mean, it's really just like a combination of like what you've kind of all said. Because I mean, I don't talk about it and I try to be like as okay as possible for everybody and just like, ignore most of my feelings. Um, but for like years, even the pandemic years, like sometimes I would be snappy with y'all and it wasn't anything about y'all. It was just that like I just didn't feel okay. Like I felt like I was in motion and I was just doing things so no one would have to ask me anything. And I feel like I always do that because I'm like, I don't want to answer no questions. I'm gonna just pretend to be okay and just, leave bubbly Rohan if that's what I need to do. But like December, like I was really just going through it and masking it with alcohol and going outside. And I was like, I'm gonna just drink all day and be okay for everybody else. And a lot of it had to do with just like not feeling like I was good at the job that I've chosen and feeling like I always have to like argue for what I know that I'm worth, what my work is worth, it's like I always have to fight with someone, like someone, a client that, well, a client that I may have been my client. I still haven't had that conversation, but said to me in a conversation, well, we'll see if you're worth it. And like, the comment, it didn't fly over my head when it was said to me, but like I don't let anyone see my emotions when they're saying things to me that are necessarily going to hurt my feelings. I'm just like, whatever. And then eventually it makes its way back into my brain, and it's like a constant, like, you're not worth it, you're not worth it, you're not worth it. I'm just like, the work that you do. And I'm always a battle between like me knowing that I do good shit versus my anxiety and like that little voice in my head saying, you're actually a piece of shit. Like, you're like not good enough. So it still is a battle because I still hear it, right? But that was really hard for me to have to hear, and like recently I've had to hear it again, and I'm just like, then I'm just not gonna do this job anymore. Like I don't want to do it anymore because it's not fun. At this point, it's not fun. Like I pick up my phone and I'm like, this is stressing me out. Like every day, it's just annoying to have to pick up my phone and work for people who don't think that I'm doing a good job for them. And I'm like, and then there's people who are like, I'm so grateful for you. I'm so thankful. Like you're doing so much. And it's like, I still feel underappreciated, but like hearing those words, I'm like, okay, like it's like you're doing good stuff. Just don't let that voice get you.
Yeah.
And then for me, I always have voice situations that are absolutely ridiculous and toxic and stupid. And like, no one deserves any of it. But it's like, I'd be pursued by someone, and like for the longest time they're pursuing me. And then when they finally get what they want, it's like, I'm cool off, And I'm just like, what is it about me? Like, am I just absolutely hideous? Like, am I not attractive? Do you just want to fuck and go? Like, it's just like a constant, you're not good enough for anyone. Like, no one's gonna love you. This is why I don't want to talk about it in that episode. But it's just a constant thing that I don't want to have to endure, because I know it's not true, but it's still something that would bother me. Saw me crying on camera.
That's okay. That's okay.
Girl, did we not say this? That this is going to
Yeah.
happen?
I was there with you in the rabbit hole. Come on. Bitch.
Try
You had
to
me
climb.
here.
She's all Jan's tears went right back in.
I feel like I'm right
It's
here.
like-
I'm ready to just break out in a ball with you.
Like, I want to just go into a ball and cry for like 10 days.
Oh Lord.
But
God, yeah. It just
I was like right here.
a week. Oh God. But it's just that constant, like, it's just so annoying knowing that like it's like these men aren't taking me seriously, or like maybe I'm giving off this like I'm not taking you seriously, so you don't have to take me seriously thing off. And I'm like, have I put up this wall for myself that people are sensing now? It's just really frustrating and annoying. And I see Giselle's head tilted because she's like, I know who you're talking about, and you can't be fucking serious.
No, that's not
She
why
put
my
her
head
glasses
tilted.
on top of that.
That's not why my head tilted. My head tilted because if anybody know Rohan, you know when she likes somebody, because that's when you see the giggly, bubbly, the gilliest
The
ball
kiki.
of fluff that you've ever seen in your life. I know she presents as a ball of fluff, just like
In
candy,
general.
just sweetness, just all over the place, just like cotton candy, soft and sweet. But like when it have people that she like involved, and this is honestly the best way I could put this.
No, but it's true.
But when it is that she likes somebody, it's like melted cotton candy. I don't know. It's like
She
essence
said
of,
melted content.
you know, it's like vape. So it's like watermelon flavored. That's just that's Rohan. So that it is unclear to me how anybody could say that Rohan specifically, especially if she's interested in you, that she's not interested, because that's fucking crazy. That's crazy. Yes, I know who you're talking about, and I cannot believe that, yeah, but also it's crazy. Because
But let
when
me
my friend likes somebody,
Hmm.
when all of them like somebody, but that one
It's true.
especially, the girl is
We
just
are
turned into,
fold up queens. Mush. Actual origami for
no,
real.
it's
But for
just,
me, it's like it's not just that person, but like that person triggered a lot of it for me because I did not expect it because I was pursued. This wasn't a situation where it was like, I can't wait for this person to give me the time of day. Like it was you were after me, and I feel like it's been that way for like the last 3 to 4 situations. It's always that they were after me, and like I eventually give in because like whatever the situations are off, like there are things that are just off in the friendship or whatever. And I eventually I'm like, you know what, maybe I will give this a try. If I feel like I'm backed up, basically at this point, because it was like I haven't been able to catch a break with these motherfucking men. Like I just want one of them to treat me like they actually have some sort of respect for me. Like I'm not very hard to please. Like act like you like me because you've been acting like you do,
that is the
and
next
treat me
part.
better.
The
That's
fluff, this just get
literally
fluffier
is.
when you like her, all you had to do is like her. That's all, and show that you like, that's all in her. Like, y'all think I'm
That's
joking, but
really
it's
it.
really not that serious. Like, you really just had to show my friend that you're like, oh.
It's true.
Because I don't need
Woman
a lot
aspiring to
from
be
people.
an origami swan. She just want to fold up for you.
She just want to fall up. We're trying to open up a post office over here. Just a pile of, from the door from the door
Envelope.
with the
Go inside,
bouncer
lick
all
it,
the way
see it is
inside,
yours,
stick
put your
it,
name and address on it.
anything, fly it off. Like we're trying to open a post office here, and some of y'all just not. You're not. You're not bringing the mail.
No. No.
I see what you did there.
Oh god. So yeah,
So smart.
between that and just unenthusiastic comments about my work, I'm just we will get that joke. I can't give
I'm
the rest of
sorry,
you because
my
I
internet
keep a business
disconnected for
relationship with
a
everybody.
while.
Yeah, that's okay.
Your internet did not disconnect.
At the end of the day, I will always keep a very baseline relationship, business relationship with everybody on this island. This island is small. I, my family owns businesses. I own business. I always keep a baseline business relationship with people. But there are some people that I have to like completely cut away from. Even if maybe being around them may bring an opportunity, fuck that opportunity. I don't want it because my spirit can no longer settle with this set of people. So yeah, between work stuff and relationship type things, I haven't been okay, but I get through it by just kind of being around y'all and ignoring it too. I feel like that's one way to get through it, just ignoring its existence and just living life how you need to live it. So and that's me. Me drink.
Let me drink. Ah.
Cheers, fuckers. So yeah. Do we
Ooh.
have another question?
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's move
boy,
it.
that's a hard one. Thank you to whoever asked that question, but also
what the fuck?
Yeah. WTF.
I feel like I specifically said ease me up.
You know?
You did in yours. You did say that.
Oh,
But
God.
on the page, we didn't say ease up Ayana.
We didn't. We
I
should have.
mean-
We really should have.
Based on tonight's feedback, forget Ayana. Ease collective us up.
As a group, we need the easing.
Yeah.
Very good. All right, so let's do this question. If you had comfortable money, sexual satisfaction, and love from friendships and other relationships, is it necessary to you guys to still need a romantic life partner?
That's a
I
great
really like this
question. Oh my
question.
God, I love this question. What?
I want to say for me, yes. Just because you do want a life partner when like you're older, like I don't want to have a kid just with some rando unless that person is really going to become like a friend and like we raise a child as like friends. But like I want to have children or at least children in my life in some way, and I want to grow old with someone. I want someone to get my jokes. I want someone to think I'm the funniest person alive because I think that I am. So like, Giselle, please admit that I'm funny.
You are funny.
Thank you. Just wanted to make sure you knew. Yeah, I want to be able to like grow old with someone and like have that type of partnership and friendship. I want us to watch old movies and like listen to old music and dance and like when there's no music on, I'm probably a Disney character. Like just just like things like that. And I feel like y'all all do like have a place in my life and it fulfilled a lot of my needs. But I think that's a need that's missing for me and that's one that I want.
Yeah. I feel like, well, obviously I'm married, but I will say the perception of that your life partner needs to be everything for you is not something that I believe in. So I think whether, you're a husband or a wife or civil partner, whatever it is, I still think that you need other people in your life because that would eventually supplement that life partnership that you have and vice versa. Good example. When I want to talk shit about things, Daryl and I, we can shoot the shit, but there's a level of shit that I could talk with you guys. You know what I'm saying? And same thing goes for him. Now, do I know that Daryl is my person? Absolutely. Do I know that like he's in my corner? Absolutely. Can I say that about a lot of people in my life? I can. And so when I think about like, as I said, like this idea, and because I also think that there's so much pressure that then gets put onto that relationship too, right? Like you coming to your partner for everything where that person wasn't that before that person was whatever or again marriage or if you just a boyfriend and girlfriend whatever it is, like you had other people in your life that were fulfilling specific needs, as I said, the ability to vent, the ability to just sit in silence with you, right? Because I think your partners sometimes will go into at least in our relationship, sometimes we go into fixing mode with each other, like how can I do this and make this better for her versus like sometimes that's not needed. And sometimes I can get that from, as I said, my sisters, right? And same thing he can get from his own brothers. Or like when I want to talk about maybe it's because like, we also don't have the same interests sometimes, right? And so like, yes, your partner will put up with your nonsense when you're talking about something that you're passionate about, right? But then when you're talking to somebody else who might have the same passion about that topic, right? Obviously, that's going to be a bit more fulfilling. So, like, good example, Daryl has an amazing passion for movies and a skill for editorial things that I will never catch in a movie. We'll go to movies. I love going to movies with him, but anything that he talks about like editorial wise, it's literally over my head. And he sometimes thinks I'm not paying attention. And I'm like, I'm paying attention. I just have nothing to contribute. So like, I do think that yes, you should have I do think that aspect of like yes, a life partner, because I think that partner will end up being the person that you can be 100% yourself, or at least should be. I don't think that that person will be. So like I kind of twisted the question of like they won't be that person that's everything for you. Like you're still gonna have that. There's, there's many friendships that have existed or have stayed because of my marriage with Gerald. What I mean by that is that he's helped me to think differently, right? Like if I got mad at somebody, I'd vent to him about it and he'd be like, maybe you're being crazy. So that prevented an friendship from ending, right? But there's many reasons why my marriage with Daryl happened, because my friends kept me accountable and been like, you're being crazy. This man's a good man, kind of thing. So it's like it kind of works in both favors. So I say yes to the life partner, but I don't think the life partner needs to be everything for you.
Mhm. Agree with that for sure.
Oop, not it. Rohan, you want to say something? Because you're going to need to repeat the question for me.
Rohan went already, Naso?
I went
Yeah.
first, yeah. I went first.
Oops. I'm sorry.
So let me repeat it for you. If you
Oh.
had comfortable money, sexual satisfaction, and love from friendships and other relationships, is it necessary to you to still need a romantic life partner?
Mm,
I think that's necessary.
I didn't think about it because I was so.
Not listening.
I was listening to Bahar's answer. I wasn't really thinking about my own. Okay. I want both. Even if I am in a stage of my life where financially I'm secure, I want consistent, amazing bomb ass sex. It doesn't mean that it's from my life partner. I want all my boxes ticked, and if that's what is giving me joy at that point in my life, I want that shit because I deserve everything. And why the hell not? If you could, then why not? So yes, but I think maybe I also want life. I do want a partner at some point in my life. I think whatever I want to do it well. If it is that, yeah, I don't think a partner is the goal for me, but whatever it is that I am doing, I want to do it well. So if it is that I am getting all my boxes ticked, I just want them ticked really well. I want intimacy and physical connection and friendship and financial stability. I don't have to get it all from one place. I just want it. And I don't mind if those things are separate. I just want to be able to experience the different ways that we can live life. We only live once. I don't want to just try it one way. That's my personal opinion. I don't want to try it one way. I want to try to experience this life through partnership. I also want to try and experience this life as like a fully functional individual. I aspire to be able to be on top of my feelings. It's really difficult, but I try to always be logical, honest, emotional if I have to be, but just authentic in every way. I want to be somebody that says who the fuck, like is who the fuck they say they are. That is my ultimate goal. So whatever it is I'm doing, I just want to do it fully. So for me, I want to have both. I want to be able to just experience like multiple people and multiple things that they can add to my life and just like really enjoy that and sink in. But I'm also not going to cancel out partnership. If I can have partnership for a period in my life and just also do it at 100%, then yes. I don't want to do things half-ass. I just want to, whatever it is that I'm doing, I want to do it fully. So yeah, that's my response. I can't pick either. I want them both. I want to be able to do both. We don't get another chance to try out the different ways we can experience this life. So my ultimate goal would be to just experience as much as I can. And again, do it authentically and in like the most pain-free way possible. Like whatever we do in like, yeah, be good to me, I'll be good to you. Let's do this shit. I want to have it all.
Do that.
Dizzy?
Oh,
Oh,
me?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
When we said that ask us anything.
Yeah. So my finances are in order. My this is in order. I have love for my friends. Yeah, because sexual satisfaction and a romantic partner ideally will go hand in hand for me. And so yeah. And a lot of people might know this about me because I'm a G. But as a real girl, I'm a nice boyfriend. I want to watch up so I'm be like, or down so depending on your height. But yeah, yes, it having a romantic life partner is not the goal, not the ultimate goal, like Ayana said, but it's something that I want. It's something that I want in my life because that will be a part of who I am, and it should go hand in hand with sexual satisfaction. I am not a huge fan of having sexual satisfaction apart from a romantic life partner. Those things come with treacherous. Just it's come with I don't
Red
know what
flag.
it's come with
Red flag.
hurt. It's come with hurt, and it's come with a lot of questions and instability and non-clarity, opaqueness. It's giving opaque. And yeah, so I would want that because at the end of the day, people need people as much as we don't like them, or much as I don't like people generally. You want somebody to come home to and to talk shit with and just to share life with. And yes, you can share parts of your life with your friends, but then you want to come home to somebody and know that hey, we're working on this together. Or, you are the person that I know that if all hell breaks loose and my friends are not able to facilitate because they have their own things going on, I know that you are that person for me. My proverbial next of kin, somebody who I could be naked with on a Sunday, if that is what we're doing on a Sunday, we just being naked, or somebody who could, you know, who I could be absolute no walls up Giselle with, that vulnerable, that soft girl that not everybody gets to see, and vice versa. Be soft with me. Listen, I'll pamper the shit out there if you're making sense. Like, yeah. So yeah, the that is I would still want a romantic life partner because at the end of the day, you just want to grow old with somebody, sit down on your porch, twisting what remains of his locks.
I just pictured Giselle saying, I'll pamper the shit out of you if you're making sense to somebody.
And I
Like
would say it
grandchild and
exactly
them
like
too.
that.
Yeah, boy.
You ever know that meme that I had put up once? I just want to love you, bitch.
Yeah.
Stupid ass bitch. That's me. That's me. That's exactly me. That's what I want to do. I want to love you.
Oh,
And
shit.
I feel like I have enough space in my heart for that. And satisfaction can come from the money and all that. Because even then, self, now you want somebody to share that with after your sugar mommy, your girl, them.
Yeah.
And you do all the shopping that you want to do, and you have all the things in alignment. Now you want to go and feed this nigga chocolate covered strawberries. Yes, it's fine. You know,
It's true.
sit down while they playing the parang ukulele and sing along.
And the parent ukulele.
It's a very specific message.
I
Very
know.
specific, very specific, very
Big
specific.
up you.
Big up the ukulele man.
You said the parang ukulele on top of that.
Sorry, parang ukulele. It's
Yeah.
very specific. I love it. I love it. I love it.
She can say
Tuesday on the
parang, but she
rocks.
can't say rattan.
She can say parang, but she can't say ratams. Full of shit over here.
Can someone
Rattan.
tell me what rattan is, first of all?
It's a
We
store
didn't
in
even say it right
Trinidad.
either.
It's a store in Trinidad. It's called Rattans.
Rattans?
Rattans.
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 Yeah, it's Rattans, not
Rattans.
Rattans. It's not
Rattans.
fancy.
Rattans.
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 Well, those were deep questions.
They were
Yeah,
deep
but
questions.
some hateful
And
assholes.
thank
Yeah.
you, because sometimes we don't like to think about the answers to these things. But all in all, yes, we want romantic life partners.
Me
Yes.
too. Like we are leaders of the fuck them man train. However, we collect the tickets at the fucking man train.
Oh my
I get it.
gosh.
I get. Listen, if you see me walking with a man during carnival, don't study that and I wearing my t-shirt. Fuck you.
Wow.
That
And a
makes sense.
t-shirt, I still
I
wear.
mean,
Still wear.
Yeah,
I
with the
see what
arrow
you wear.
pointed.
For
Yeah.
Oh no, I wouldn't do the
but
arrow.
also, wow.
Oh,
Again,
but
a
you
t-shirt
draw the
wear.
line at the arrow.
You know?
Mm.
Crazy.
Because it's a
crazy.
general fuck you, not fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, fuck
Mm.
he.
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
Excitement. Excitement.
Oh gosh.
What else do we have for the peeps though?
Um
Oh, the favorite episodes.
yeah, the favorite episodes. So one was the collab with the boys of Can't Say This Twice. Why? Because I'm one of the
Of course.
boys. Shout
I
out
love
to
that
Cleves.
too.
That was a
Big
up
fun
you.
episode.
It
That was
was.
a really fun
It
episode.
was.
I felt like it was a
And
real like battle of the sexes at one point though.
well,
It
Anna come out the gate
Yo,
ready to
Before we
real
even
fight.
started,
shoes, ready
before
to
B
like
was there, she already started.
I did?
Yes, babe.
You literally woke up from a nap with violence. I was like, God damn.
Yeah. I must have
it
dreamed
was a
something.
good. It was a good. It was hilarious.
It
It was
was a nice
good.
collab. I don't have a
We
favorite.
pushed each other.
Yeah. Shout out to the boys from Can't Say This Twice. I know like
Big up
doing a
all
podcast takes up a
ya.
lot of time.
Holla.
And
Mhm.
right now they're on hiatus, but like, you know, we want y'all to come back. We love having like basically a boy version of Straight No Chaser,
Yeah.
honestly. Like I think Grenada deserves like the perspective of like all these different
Yes, and
people and like the rest of the region and the US. Like
Mhm.
whoever you're listening from, you deserve to hear the different perspectives. And I like their
Thank
perspective.
you.
Sometimes a little I'm like, yo, I'm gonna fight y'all.
Yeah.
However,
Yeah.
it's good to hear and know like how men are thinking as well. You know, you don't want to go into things blindly.
Yeah.
So
And it's
nice when you
like
hear
the
from
three
the
of them
horse's
actually
mouth.
have like very different perspectives from each other
Mhm.
too, which
They
is
do, yeah.
it was a good thing to kind of collab with, which is nice.
Yeah. That was a good episode. Maybe they'll come out of hiding and hiatus and do an episode with us again for season 3.
I have a question.
And yes,
The episode with Esau and that was season 2.
That was season
season
1.
1.
Okay, you can move on.
That was a good one too.
That was a really
That's
good
your
one.
favorite, Giselle?
Yeah,
That one was hilarious also.
it was hilarious, but I just can't stop thinking about the moments in there where I went, my guy friends are so
Oh, you
good.
were talking about mental
Yeah.
health too on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's
So-
what I really liked the episode for because it was like seeing our male friends outside of the nonsense that we talk with them and like seeing them be and like talk about things that like we really deem as like good male qualities,
Yeah.
you know, like seeing them like exhibit that was
So that's happened a few times that we've interviewed,
with
Yeah.
men. Yeah.
It's really
friends.
nice. So that's
I mean, we
that's
know
my
y'all are
favorite.
quality, eh? In theory, we know y'all are quality. But,
Yeah.
we really needed that moment
Yeah.
To see it and
for
experience it.
it to sink in, for us to experience it. Technically, we expect good things from y'all, but
Yes.
Also, I feel like we've had some like I feel like all of the guests that we've had have been very open, like willing to like talk about.
Yes.
We've been pretty lucky in that area too about, any of the guests that have come in, there's been some tough questions that we've given to like our listeners and they've answered them too. So it's been kind of cool to see that type of
Yeah.
participation.
Yeah, definitely. So thank you to you guys for like wanting to do this and like being so open and like, so expressive
Yeah.
and fun, So it's all been really good episodes and I really loved season 2 and like how many features we had on here too.
Yeah.
Like getting different perspectives. Like a lot of us, well, we have a lot of similar perspectives, maybe, or like a lot of similarities. So it's nice having like someone who's not necessarily in our friend group to like come in and kind of give a whole new perspective
Or
on
push
things.
the boundaries.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was definitely really fun. It's been a good time. Season 3 will be real nice.
Mm-hmm.
Our friend, her response was, I like the ones that I featured in. Boom. We're
that'd
gonna
be
have to have her on next season.
yeah. Yeah. That was
We're
she was
gonna
in
have to have
our
her
all
on.
girls episode. Like what was it the holiday
The
one,
holiday
The
one.
which
holiday,
was real fun
yes.
because we had a few people
Yeah.
with the
I feel like we
games.
have to slowly introduce the whole girl group at some point.
Yeah.
I mean, do they have
Yeah,
enough
come
space on here for that?
on. Well,
It's a lot of us,
like a
eh?
whole it's a
We
lot
have
of
a
it's a
good
lot
girl
of us.
groups.
We do.
We
It just
absolutely
gets
do.
bigger with time.
Did you all
Good
have a
for
favorite
us.
episode from this season?
I can't remember.
I don't remember.
I'm really
Oh
Like,
yeah.
yeah.
no, I'm like, let me go through the. Let me
No,
see
I'm
what
going
have
through
we
it now.
posted. Oh my
I will say
god!
I really liked the episode with
Oh, let me
Chrissy.
get that.
The last one that
Yes.
I think for two reasons. One, I feel like this was a season that we touched on a lot of serious topics, but we had a good blend of like funny,
Mm-hmm.
things as well. But I feel like the episode with Chrissy, we kind of like pivoted into like more of like a educational, informational piece as well, which I thought was really cool
Yeah.
to kind of get from a podcast. It's kind of like we leveled up, y'all, of like being a podcast of everything now, essentially. So, but yeah, I thought it was really nicely done. I think she was amazing specifically. But yeah, like talking about things like that we know impact women in general. And I think that I feel like when we first started this podcast, that was like our thing, right? Of like a platform for women, by women,
Yeah.
but still, having our boundaries pushed at the same time.
Yeah.
We
Now that I
got
look at it,
up close and personal this season, which was really nice.
Yeah.
yeah,
The
definitely.
season that we did the moms episode.
Yes, I was going to say that was one of
Oh,
my
yeah.
faves. That was definitely one of my faves. And the one that we did with Sharice, that was
That
really
one.
Oh
fun.
Oh, that
gosh,
was
I say
Charisse,
of
how
this
can I
season,
forget
I
her?
think Sharice's was my favorite of this season.
Yo,
Yeah.
she deserves her own comedy show.
For real though, she's hilarious.
She's so funny. Oh my God.
It's so
She is.
hilarious. And just like, and I follow her on Instagram
I
too.
love
So it's like,
all her
it's so
mom
funny.
posts. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
all the mom posts, like, it's so hilarious to me. And I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, like goals.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, right? She's really funny. So that was a really fun. Honestly, like even the whole lot of fun with Daryl, like that was a fun episode. The whole face stuff.
Yeah, the whole
Yeah,
face.
because I really love Daryl. Honest to God, Daryl is, like I said, my second favorite Friday now. Sorry. But anytime he's on is just so much good vibes for me. I know it's for all
Yeah.
of us, but like that he have a special place in my heart. Y'all know that.
Aw,
So whenever he is
yeah.
on, it's like sometimes he don't be saying shit and I'll be like, I know this bitch is saying shit in his head.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh
I do
yeah.
enjoy whenever he's on.
Yeah, he enjoys coming on too.
Hi, Daryl.
Hi, Ducky.
Hi.
Big bad editor.
Right?
Editor.
Yeah. Remind the people that's our editor, guys. He's husband and our friend Daryl.
He
There's a lot of
basically
hard
has
work.
to listen to us multiple times
Yeah.
in
He
one
hears us more
session.
than we hear
Yeah,
us.
like he'll just be like
husband.
repeat on listening and listening, then he'd be like, I'm tired. I'm like, okay.
Oh no. Oh God.
Okay. We must
Still to
mention
this
his
day,
name more.
even though we're so used to you being married now, B, every time you say something and you say my husband, I go like
Like who?
I don't do that no more, but
Did I
yeah,
ever
it
tell
used to be
y'all
like
like
that.
I said that in a meeting, and then I think this is like when we were newly, like when we had just gotten married, like maybe a month or two after, and I like said my husband in a meeting, and like all of a sudden I get a ping on my text. He's like, "Oh my God, did you just say my husband?" It was like he was totally like, like like flustered and like super like not flustered. What's the word? like excited that I said it. But yeah, he's like, "Oh my God, you
Aw.
called me your husband." I was like, "Oh my God."
Aw.
Yeah.
Oh my
It's really
gosh.
funny like how you see like a person post marriage and how different things show up.
Honestly.
I love
But I
it.
love the episodes that we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, show. It's been a good season, and I'm really excited about us planning next season and like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yes.
getting together.
Maybe to our listeners, if there's anything that you want us to talk about or any people that you think it would be good for us to bring on, feel free to slide in the DMs.
Yep.
And we did a lot of
Mhm.
lovely collabs this season, which I really
Mhm.
love. Like we went out there. We
Yeah.
went out there. We didn't stay only in our friend group. I mean, the people are our friends, but we kind the topics and everything, the expertise, is just from Malika and Aisha, Cherise,
Yeah.
That was this season
Sandman,
too. Jesus.
yes,
Yeah.
Sandman, Chrissy.
Shit, this season was amazing.
It
Aisha,
was
Yeah.
amazing. The
We had
season?
content
I
was
think all of it was
crazy.
collab except for 2 episodes.
Uh-huh.
Three, because I
Was
Love
it
think the
that.
mental,
three?
so the
Yeah,
intro, the mental wellness, and this one now.
yeah.
But I
Mhm.
We did a
mean,
lot of work with other people. So
yeah. And I know
Mm.
there was some that the schedules didn't work out, so hopefully we'll bring them in on for
We'll
season
yeah,
3.
circle back to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
pick it up.
Yeah.
Because I mean, once
Definitely.
you're inside, right?
Yeah.
Unless you're
Definitely.
outside.
All right.
Unless you're upset. Right. Did we want to go into some quick trends, like some quick Twitter trends that's been like up and down our pages recently, or
The only thing I wanted us to circle back to was the Dalai Lama sucking the boy tongues.
So I guess that's one of the
Mm,
trends. So yeah, maybe we could
def
do one or two.
yeah,
I,
ugh,
I I only saw that today, and
same.
I couldn't even watch it fully. I was looking at somebody who kind of reviewed it, right, just to get a sense of what it was. And they started off with the video, and then they went on to explain
Oh,
the
I didn't
whole
even
tongue
see the
sucking
video.
thing. But it's the apology that come with the well, we just do this is a
Because we
joke.
joke around. I was like,
Um,
what?
no,
Nonsense.
it's not okay because now you're telling us that you've been doing this.
But okay, let's just say let's just start with that context. If you joke around, you don't joke around with people you don't know. Do you joke around people you don't know? Because no, you don't know if
And
that person's gonna
Joke
children.
around
and
his
you don't know that person's
children.
gonna beat you, cut you, whatever. Like any type of joke. So how can you say that you did that because oh, that's just my habit of joke? Like that's exactly the apology was it for me. I haven't seen the video.
Yeah.
I don't think I
I haven't
want
seen the
want to see the video.
apology.
The apology
Yeah, I
was the
saw the
most stupidest
apology.
thing. It
It
was a
was,
statement.
and I don't even know. I guess it came from his people
Hmm.
Of course.
rather
They
than from
released a
him,
statement.
and it was just, I didn't like it. It's kind of
Mhm.
like me meeting you for the first time and then, pinching your nipples as something that I do to my male friends. It's not going to be okay.
But
I'll have
still,
to explain
Giz,
that shit.
that it also include the added layer of it's not
Of it's
just
a
you
child.
meeting another adult and saying
A
some shit.
child.
It's a child.
And
Yeah.
I
How
know,
the
I
fuck
know
you
some of you
expect that
didn't
to a
see
child?
the video, and I couldn't watch after a certain point. But so he stuck his tongue out, and then he pulled it back, and he was kicking. But you could see on the child's face, right,
He's
that
Very
he
uncomfortable.
confused.
wasn't sure if this is something I
Hmm.
should do or not, because immediately before that, they put their foreheads together. I don't know
Hmm.
if I don't know what the rituals are, what the okay things are, or who. You put your head down and now your tongue is out your mouth like small man's face. You could just, even though it was side profile, he was just there doing that sheepish.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
like I'm awkward. I don't know what to do.
Immediately
Like
making
I'm
a
just gonna
child feel
stand here.
uncomfortable.
Yeah. The man should have known
Yeah.
better. The thing is, like, he's in a position of power, right? So that's, as you said, Jizzy, like, the kid didn't know what to do, probably thought, like, he
Yeah.
should do something because this man's a very powerful person. But, like, I was telling the girls earlier, it's like, that's what happens when you put people on a godly pedestal. Like, I
Hmm.
humans should not be there. So,
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
craziness.
crazy. It's crazy, 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 crazy. I
Right.
don't know what goes on Twitter. I just know what goes on TikTok.
Well, let me tell
I
you
feel
what
like I
my
get my Twitter from
timeline.
Rohan. So Rohan's my Ritter?
That's where I get my news from. My
I get my
that's where I get my
TikToks
news
from
from.
Seth.
Yeah,
Yeah,
See?
Ro's
I
my
just
Twitter.
scroll through because, like, I mean, I'm there for work mostly, but like
Yeah.
every time I want to say something naughty that I probably haven't said to y'all yet, or like will eventually say to y'all, I go on there first because, like, I assume people don't know that's my account, but I'm dumb because I got a massive this you from a group chat,
Oh
a work
shit.
group chat. I mean, they're my friends too,
Yeah.
but like it was like, I'm gonna go pray for y'all. And one of them was like, screenshot of my tweet. You gonna pray for us? And I was like, okay. I just switch this account around.
It's like a
But
wrong nothing.
right? But like I've been scrolling my Twitter a lot lately, and um trigger warning for anyone who's experienced any sexual assaults or anything of that nature between the Dalai Lama and there's a there's a documentary that's apparently coming out on Hulu in whatever space of time about Freaknik. I've only ever heard the term Freaknik randomly on the internet, but I never really knew what it is, and I still haven't like really gone through and searched what it is. But it was something that was in the 90s, maybe, and it was like I guess it was like a big festival of sorts, but like not a festival, like a very raunchy, very hard to experience probably for women type of festival where um it was like the original Girls Gone Wild almost. But
Oh.
it would be like these men almost attacking some of these women because like some of them are dancing. There was a clip that I saw that was like a couple women dancing on a stage. One was like on some like higher platform, but there was a woman dancing with a man. And then all of a sudden, the crowd of men mauled her and were ripping off her clothes, touching her inappropriately, and people were either doing it or like standing on the side just like laughing. And this is like back in VHS days, so like people, they were like camcorders and stuff, like filming this, and this woman is being just assaulted and touched inappropriately, and like people just standing back. The police had a hard time like getting to her, and other people are like, oh, like this is exposing the black community and like trying to label our black men as rapists. And okay, you can come from that angle, but what about the angle that these men are actually fucking rapists and like
Yeah.
sexual assault? Like are we not seeing the trend here? Like, yeah, you can't like say that this is some agenda against black people. This is literally something that these women experience. Like people are coming on and saying, I found my dad's VHS tapes, and it was like over my birthing video. It went from like my mom pushing to just titties and coochie all over the place. Like, and I'm like, what was this thing that like was in like Black American culture for this moment in time? Like, how bad was this? So I'm like, my timeline has just been like that for
Yeah,
the past week now,
I
and
just
it's
Googled it. It's
really
a spring break festival that happens in Atlanta for the historically
mhm,
black colleges and universities. Started in
yeah.
83 as a small picnic.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
guess
Okay,
that's where
that
the
makes sense because I did. Maybe,
picnic
yeah.
comes from. So
Like,
it turned from a picnic to a freaky picnic.
Well, I guess I said then
yeah.
it got crazier because they essentially opened it up to the general public. So like not even only people that went
Mm,
to universities and stuff. It was like it's like people used to travel again from what I'm reading from like Caribbean, Canada, and all that stuff for this
mm.
event.
Oh, wow. Huh. Yeah, but that makes sense because like one of the clips that I saw was these men in the Greek letters and
Mm-hmm.
stuff, the jackets, the varsity jackets, and one of them was saying like if you're dressed in a tiny little skirt and you're dressed in like nothing on, like you deserve to
Oh
be touched
no.
and raped. And I was like, what? Okay, cool. So I'm like, I didn't want to watch this fucking documentary. But
Yeah,
yeah,
that
so that's a
sounds.
documentary that is most likely coming out in the next couple months or weeks. I don't know. Hulu looks fast, like the devil. So
Ah,
So that would be
but yeah,
interesting to see because
yeah.
that
once they're
would
coming
definitely
out
be
with it, then
interesting.
they're exposing certain people.
Uh-huh.
And
And
it's
people
And
saying
that's the
it's gonna
part.
be that's the
That's the
part.
part.
That's the part.
That's the part.
Yep.
Yeah, I read that part
I
that people
said,
were concerned about like old videos surfacing and
yeah.
things in the documentary because I guess, people with camcorders must have, if they had any
Mhm.
footage, provided it for
I
them.
sense there are gonna be a lot of like very influential people who are going to be caught up in these videos.
yeah,
So we'll see if we even get to see it.
Oh well.
But
that's gonna
yeah,
be
that's what my
crazy.
timeline has looked like, and it's really hard to go through sometimes. Just seeing all this transpire on, it's almost like it's happening in real time all over again, with people like reposting clips. And I'm like, this is something. Yeah, the internet always has some nonsense or the other
That's
at this point.
crazy. Yeah, I mean, I would say like trending at least like stateside has definitely been just all like the political bullshit that's continuing to happen with like uh craziness. Obviously, the shootings that have happened. We've now had another shooting that happened 2 days ago in Kentucky,
I
five
heard
people.
about that.
And it's crazy because
Mhm.
like and then like those three Congress people that got expelled from Congress in Tennessee. Well, two, sorry. One didn't because she was white. The two were minorities. They got sworn back in. So it's just been like turmoil and I feel like it's things are just
I
so
also
divided.
read from up there
Yeah.
be that they're reinstituting the John Crow law in some
It
states.
is crazy. It's
But the
crazy.
John Crow law actually works against black, like it actually works
Yeah.
against black people.
Yeah.
So to have that reinstated,
It's hor like whatever is happening right now and like it's what's even crazier to me is the sentiments that are coming out in support of these actions that are being taken. So like there's another trend, not a trend, a recent news report that like a judge in
Kim,
Tennessee
John
has
Crow, Kim.
basically is saying that the FDA does not have the right to approve the specific abortion pill. And if that judgment goes through, it essentially will make it illegal for that pill to be used in any state. So like even if like California is pro-choice, that pill cannot be used. And that's a very, I forgot the name, it starts with the M, misoprostol, something like of that matter. But that's one of the main pills that you, so like a Texas judge is literally saying the FDA this can't be approved. Therefore, obviously, anything that's not FDA approved can't be used, right? Or a doctor can't prescribe. So it's so crazy. And then I remember seeing a clip where like there were people protesting about they have families that had worked for the Confederacy, um, or not worked that fought in the Confederacy, and they're like, we need to get back to those times. And there's a video surfacing of this guy asking this man, like, what are you like rooting for? You're essentially like you're trying to take us back to like slave times. He's like, what are you talking about? My family worked on their own farm. Do you even understand how expensive slaves were back then? So he's literally,
What?
do you get what I'm saying? So it's like there's that video, and I was like, oh, wait, like you're protesting that like we need to go back to those times and so like people can work their own things, but then you're literally also saying that like no, we also had it bad because
We
slaves were
suffered.
expensive back then. I'm telling you, right? And then obviously this whole bullshit with Trump, man got arraigned, indicted, and all that kind of stuff. All the Trumpsters are coming out
Mhm.
all crazy,
Oh God.
you know. So,
And then there's the fact that I just feel, I mean, we already kind of are, but like I just feel that we're about to hit another world war.
mm,
Things in Ukraine and Russia are getting worse. Things are getting more expensive. We have other countries now saying that they're not going to use the
the
US
US
dollar.
dollar. Yep.
The US is about to retaliate on that. Like, we just in for a effing shit show right now.
A lot.
So it's just,
And
I feel like
just
it's just
one
so
thing.
heavy.
I wanted to
What?
correct what I say. I said John is not John, it's Jim. But for the people who
Did you
don't
say
know
John
what
Crow?
Yeah.
I did say John Crow. But it's Jim Crow, and
Jim Crow.
I corrected myself. So probably coming for me, come correct because I corrected myself. Anyway, Jim Crow laws are any laws that are enforce racial segregation.
Mm-hmm.
And it's typically just rule that there's separate but equal facilities for African Americans.
Listen, it's crazy. I'm telling you, like, there's things that are happening in schools where like parents can complain that somebody taught the story about Ruby Bridges. For those of you that, like,
Mm,
for our listeners, Ruby Bridges was essentially the child that went to, it was not just her, there's a couple of people, but famous for being the first student in coming into a school that was not going to be segregated. And during that time, imagine a child getting by adults, like adults spewing stuff at her, stones thrown at her. And so that story was told. A teacher taught that story in school, and a parent complained about it. They removed that from the school. Like,
ridiculous.
think about these
Absolutely
things of
ridiculous.
like, and these things are getting removed because people are fearful of like what's going to happen if they don't remove it. It's not that they're supporting that they want to remove it, but they're fearful of what is going to happen to me if I don't do what these people are asking for.
Mhm.
And mind you,
But
Ruby
they want
Bridges
to
is
teach these
still
kids about
alive.
Christopher fucking Columbus. She
Exactly.
is.
And
She's
Ruby,
50 something or
she's
something
still
like that.
alive. So imagine going to Ruby Bridges and being like, you're irrelevant in history,
Can you imagine?
you know?
No, but
Crazy.
it's so stupid. And I've seen so many people throw up these memes like, yeah, books are killing the children in the schools during these mass shootings. You are banning things that are for educational purposes. However, you still have access to guns like nobody's business. And they are still there's still mass shootings, but the top of your priority list is to ban books and stories on what
And
can be
TikTok.
told.
Yeah.
And
Have
And
that
TikTok.
man
TikTok.
answering, have that CEO answering questions in court. I was
Wasting
like, you're
time.
dumb
Does it
motherfucking idiots.
access
Like,
your wireless connection? Yes. Yes, bitch, it does. Your Wi-Fi. You need internet for this shit. What kind of question is that?
they're
What we
so
do.
like they are spewing like the most ridiculous, uneducated questions at this man. And I'm like, he is stronger than I because I would get up and be like, oh, these are fucking conto. Like,
They were saying
like,
there's already been like 59
what
mass shootings this month alone.
That's
this
crazy.
month.
Isn't that?
But you have time to ban a book or ban a school from teaching about something that definitely had something that actually happened.
It's crazy. You have
That's your
kids
top
doing like
priority.
lockdown
Is she breaking
drills
up
like
again?
Yeah,
that.
Ro, you breaking up.
Come on, to go through that. Oh, motherfucker.
Say it again. You said you have kids, what?
I said you have kids like doing these drills, these like mass shooting
Oh
drills.
yeah.
So like I'm like, that's so traumatic. Like to have kids go through that, like
I remember I only had to
what
do
the heck?
earthquake drills.
And you live in Cali, so you had to do
Yeah, so we
those
had to
drills.
do
Like
those. Yeah.
you
There was
had
like,
to do
you
those.
know,
It's crazy. I
it's
just
sad.
find the focus is not being put on the places that are absolutely necessary.
No,
Yeah.
because they already decided that they're not gonna ban the guns. Like they're not ever gonna
There's
ban
no
it.
way. The
They're
NRA, the
never gonna do it.
NRA has hands in too many pockets,
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately. They
Mm-hmm.
are the biggest financiers for a lot of campaigns.
Yep.
The thing is, right? No, don't know if we might have to cut this out because I am actually going based on movies that I've seen. So back in the day, movies like Dangerous Minds, where you had like
Hmm.
inner city kids and all of those things, and there's all of these metal detectors and all of that. And those things were seen as ghetto as shit, right? The whole place ghetto now because you don't know from whence the gun is gonna come.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like just a overhaul of the whole thing. I mean, it's difficult because it's a huge nation and it's one of the biggest, and that's where everybody places their attention. But shit,
And then you have
it's
Florida just going up in
crazy.
flames with Ron DeSantis, who's like signing every bill that he can carry a concealed weapon without a permit. All like it's just, and then
Shit
obviously
show
you
after
can't
shit
use the
show.
what is it? You can't use the word gay,
Gay. Mm-hmm.
right? He's in Disneyland came correct though. Disneyland's they're throwing a parade. They do this thing for the LGBTQIA community, I believe once a year, and they're doing that still in Disney World. And so like Ron DeSantis is trying to like stop it, but he actually I think because it's a business, he has actually no jurisdiction on that. But
No, he
uh
doesn't.
Ron
And I feel
DeSantis
like
is
Disney's like
just
a whole part of Florida by itself. Like that's a whole section.
absolutely,
Just leave them.
you know,
Crazy.
it is crazy. Crazy world. Hang
Yeah.
on tight,
The,
everybody.
the, the world is going mad for real, for real. So I
Yeah,
understand why everyone
Mm.
believes that we're on the brink of that thing.
yeah.
It's not
I
it's not hard
absolutely.
to it's not hard to
Do
think. A
you?
lot of the church people think it's the end of times,
Mm,
end of days.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But you know what? COVID is a godsend. And I'll tell you why. Do you guys remember just before COVID, China was like basically gearing up to go
Yeah.
attack
Yeah.
America? And then COVID popped our asses in the face. It was like all y'all bitches on hold, but you could only hold something like that for so long.
Yeah.
Now that we're all gearing out of COVID, Jans, you're muted, baby. Now that we're all getting out of, like, we all have gotten basically out of COVID, things are just picking up where they left off. They don't
Yeah.
forget.
Yeah.
You
I mean, I'm on behalf of the team, we apologize that the last episode is doom and gloom. So I'm gonna just pivot us and say what's been on my timeline has been all of the carnival band launches. And
Yeah.
that's been
well, yeah,
interesting.
same.
Listen, I
Well,
feel like
I'm excited about Carnival for
I'm
real.
excited. I will say, like, I mean, obviously, I haven't like, I'm not a person that's attended Carnival their whole life. I got introduced to it 2018. No, previously 2015. Like when I actually was able to go, which was Grenada was my first experience. And I feel like the preparation for it year by year just gets better and better. And what I mean by that, I mean by like these band launches have happened. Typically, we don't see I never like I remember like still being able to come to SGU in July and be like, all right, I'm picking out my costume now. But like now it's weeks ahead of like vets are starting to sell out, you know? So it's like I am very excited for our return, mine and Daryl's return in August for Carnival.
I'm nervous
It's
as
gonna be
hell.
so good, girl.
How do
To
y'all
me, like
feel though?
Carnival
Like,
is
These all feel
like
so hectic already.
I
Like I'm
mean,
already sick of
yeah.
August already. It just is so much.
I'm
The band launches
not.
have been fun. The creativity has been up. I've seen some really interesting designs. I I I'm just looking forward to see what else the others would bring, you know? Everyone has taken some unique approaches.
Yeah.
I think after COVID, we were so greedy for masks that we were just so grateful.
yeah, it took
We were
anything
just so
essentially.
grateful to
It's
see
true.
a
It's
costume
true.
on the road. And this year, because I think maybe we feel like, that itch has been scratched, now we are a bit less grateful and we're definitely more critical and we're expecting a lot more from the designers, is the truth. We
Yeah.
just feel like,
Mhm.
we got that grace period, and now we just expecting to be wowed. So I'm just looking forward to what the
Yeah.
next couple bands are
I
gonna
just hope it stay like the mass that we play in Grenada stays unique. And the reason why I say that is that I feel like there's been attempts to try to do things at what they think is a grander scale and a better experience. Versus like, because like they might compare it to like, oh, we need to, get to like, well, how Trinidad Carnival is, but I feel like every carnival is very different. And so
Mhm.
like I feel like when we try to get into this mindset of like, oh, let's make it fancier, let's do this, let's do that, like I don't necessarily think some of that is needed. I feel like if there's some things that we can still just simplify and bring good value still to being part of a band instead of trying to over deliver on something that, to be honest, will probably not be relevant to the people, but it was like the glitz and glam of it. Now as we know, all that glitter is not gold, so it's like I hope that it doesn't get to this point of like, people are trying to reach to be something else versus like just staying unique to like the experience that Grenada actually brings and the beauty
Yeah.
of that carnival. Because I still
Yeah.
say I've been to Trinidad Carnival. Grenada is still my favorite carnival.
Yeah. I'm really hoping Spice Mass Corporation steps up in that regard because last year I felt like they left it to the private promoters and bands to kind of keep that vibe because I feel like Spice Mass Corporation did bare minimum for like the grand return. Like ours was our carnival was basically the biggest carnival. It should have been the biggest carnival for that year because we were one of the few that actually launched for 2020. What was that last year? 22
22.
or 21?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know what
22,
year we're in
girl.
anymore.
22. I was like, don't scare me.
And it's like they dropped the ball quite a bit, you know. So I'm really looking forward to them um pushing and making, even if it's in just decor. And they have actually had a better social media presence this year than I've ever seen. So I'm happy that they're like trying their best with that, at least.
Yeah.
And for me, like I've worked in events and now work with a mass band. Like being on that side of carnival makes me experience and feel things differently, and it makes me appreciate the effort people put in more, but also see where people actually didn't put any effort in and just
Yeah.
felt like if I do this, you come here, have a good time, and you go. But no, we need more of an experience. You can't just expect your party to be the one that people come to when there are 50 others happening
Yeah.
on the same day. You
Yeah.
know, and this year we have like I call it an extra week of carnival, and I really think it is an extra week of carnival because of where the carnival 2 days are. We have that extra week in August where you can just
Yeah,
fill with
because
friends.
Yeah. Because it's normally
the
the
first
second week,
Monday.
right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
because of how
August
emancipation falls.
starts. Yeah, August starts on
Yeah.
a Tuesday, so really and truly, the
Right. So we have a
second
whole extra
Monday
week.
is an extra week. Yeah.
Yeah. Your
We
first Monday is
outside.
emancipation. So because our first Monday is emancipation, it's like so deep into the August month, we get a whole extra week. So I'm hoping people take that and use it to their advantage where they place events properly. And I really hope Spice Dance Corporation helps with that regard. Like place events properly so that people could attend them all. Because people low key have the money to do that. They want to go to all the events, but step it up and like make it
Yeah.
something that you want to attend. So I'm
Exactly.
really hoping that money is put into these things, and I'm hoping people enjoy themselves because carnival is the time, and it's tough
Yeah.
sometimes getting a flight. So get your flight soon. The students are coming back at the same time as the
Listen.
people who are coming in for carnival. So it's hectic regardless for
Yeah.
us.
And I think like I felt like Grenada's Carnival was like the best kept secret. I selfishly I'm a little upset that so many people come for Grenada Carnival now. Not upset. I love it because I love my little island. I love that it's getting so much exposure.
I'm upset too. I'm
You
upset too.
know? but I felt like it was the best kept secret. And what I mean by best kept secret, like I used to be able to fly in for $500 round trip
Mm-hmm.
1 week
No?
before Carnival. Okay. Daryl and I booked our ticket in January. That ticket, and I put it like a big time span in between. So like we're coming like end of July, leaving beginning of September, and that ticket was still like 750 round trip. And
Oof,
everybody else that's
that's
booking, like
cheap
people
right
from
now.
And
Canada,
that's
yeah,
cheap.
that's cheap. Now everybody else that's booking, it's already gone up to I think like 1,000 something.
1,000 something.
What?
So that's why I said,
When
so I
I
said, so selfishly, I was like, but I love my little island, and I love like, I feel
You
like
say
just the
the end of
vibes of
July?
Mass. Yeah, I
Yeah, I
know.
can come
Not
earlier than that.
sooner. I know. Not sooner.
leave her be.
No, leave it be.
Never.
Maybe you'll never know. We'll probably pop down sooner. Maybe we'll see. But
No
yeah,
surprises.
so
That's
selfishly, like Mass on Road, I love when
I
it's smaller,
love math.
smaller.
yeah. I am not a mass player, but I I look forward to the experience, not of mass. I just it just don't make sense to spend a plane ticket on a carnival costume. Let me just put that in perspective there. For me, it don't. I could have a similar experience without the costume with Olia. I did that last year. I technically played with Oro last year. I follow them from my house, which is right in the epicenter of the massness, go all around. Yeah. We went back to camp, we get some food, we drink a little, talk some shit. Yeah, so I technically did. But I like Rohan. I'm hoping that the Spice Mass Corporation puts a lot into the general Grenada atmosphere vibe of Carnival rather than, leaving it to the promoters and taking a profit from them. To have all of these events, and because at the end of the day the events are technically the same. Somebody is launching their carnival season, this artist, that artist, a lot of pressure is on them to make this a whole different experience. Whereas if the corporation gives like a theme, what is our theme this year? Can we work with something? Or can you do this? Can you do that? That kind of vibe. But I mean, they've made some changes so we could see what they have coming up. We have some good people on working with them. So, it's potentially good. The carnival queenness, all of that. They have so many things that happen apart from boat ride, Fed,
Yeah.
and Monday and Tuesday that can be definitely pushed. I'm looking forward to that. But for Carnival, besides drinking with Ole, I am looking forward to making some money. And here's where I will shamelessly plug myself. If you know you're a promoter, but you don't have logistical sense, and like just be honest, not everybody has it. You could hire me, and I could really help you out. I could really help you out.
She really could, y'all. She really could.
But are not cheap. So we'll start there first. Because family,
Make sure
it
your
is,
pockets
and
run deep.
Carnival is a very hectic time to not know what you're about. You're under scrutiny plenty. And, if it's you and your friends that doing something during Carnival time, it's even worse because it's you and your friend against the world and everybody who coming in, and they're going to have something to say. And if Yelp was a thing in the Caribbean in a big way, you would be on it. Right now is you against Twitter. So even if it's not me hiring, please do put a lot of thought into your logistics and what's happening and who's responsible for what, because on the night you are not available, and that's quite understandable, but there will be questions and then somebody needs to be able to answer them. So that's my thing. Also, you can hire me still. I tell you one time I'm not cheap. And don't call, that's not your friend.
I can't wait for Juve.
I would see only after.
Well,
I would see about Juve. Y'all know my knee's not good. I can do road Monday twice and Tuesday. Well, I'll see.
I don't know.
But
I feel
most
like a
likely I'll
different
do.
level of energy comes over me. I could do Juve Monday and Tuesday.
I believe you. Honestly, I believe you. We'll see. Last year my knees weren't good. Last year I played mass with a band on my knee. Whole week I had a band. So I feel like if that doesn't happen this year, then I should be good to do all three.
Correct.
Listen, I have my nutmeg to go. Really, somewhere on the
Sick
bed.
with the nutmeg, eh?
Hello. It comes with, it has a little, it's
Is
a
it
little
working, Ro?
travel pack.
A little hook. Yeah, a little hook.
It's a little
That's
hook.
why I was carrying my keys on too.
Yeah.
Okay.
I gonna put out on my bag. I got all events with my nutmeg. Why? Who smells like an old lady? Rohan? Me, yes. Me.
But whose knee is also not squeaking? Mine.
Oh, no, my knee goes still squeaking.
Okay.
But, you know,
If it used to work like that. If it used to work
Oh
like that.
man.
But I'm excited to spend the season with y'all. For
yes.
as many times as y'all get to get me out. Because all again, one fit.
Excuse. I'm there for a month.
Thank you.
A month, 6 weeks. 6 weeks has 6
And you can't give Bahar any talk about.
You real
about,
can't.
Yeah, you gotta come now, you gotta come now. And you're not going
Because
to
more
that
than likely,
absolute
whatever
nonsense.
place I rent, your house will be on the way to wherever we're going.
Yep, so you're
I'm
good.
saying is, I just be tired though.
It's okay. You haven't seen me for
Take
by the
some
time we
vitamins,
get there,
bitch.
2 years by the time I get there.
Mhm,
So
mhm,
we're gonna
mhm.
make up for that time. And that time you could blame it on me. You could be like, oh, my money gone because B came. You could say
Oh
that.
no, definitely. I be saying that all now.
I'll take
Shit,
it that
I don't
time.
know more money. B Bahar.
Oh, this
We're
is a
ready
good
for a
season,
very
y'all.
fruitful season.
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah,
It was no
It's been a good
direction, just
time.
regular conversation.
Yeah. Shall
You know,
we
thank
One
you
direction. Oh
guys.
God. Let's wrap it up.
No
wrap it up?
particular direction, like a condom. Thank you guys.
What? What do you mean? Like a
Wrap it
condom?
up like a condom. Because
Oh,
a
you said
condom
no
just wrap up.
particular direction,
Put it
like a
up.
condom.
Thank you. I was like, excuse me, you have to have a
No,
direction.
There's only
sorry.
one
I
direction.
meant wrap it up like a condom.
Okay, got you.
Okay. Wrap it up like a
Yeah,
because the
yeah,
condom is so you have to wrap it up like a penis.
that
So I
makes
need to do those
sense.
hand gestures. Yes.
All right, let me go.
Correction. Anyway, guys, thank you for joining us for this, our final episode. It was filled with very hard-hitting questions. It was filled with our favorite episodes, some doom and some gloom, but that's all your fault, not ours. That's just the world. Our world is nice. When we spoke about our world, there were tears and happiness. But yeah, this is us for season 2 of Straight No Chaser. We have only gotten better. So look out for season 3. We don't know what's in store, and neither do you. So you'll figure
Come
it
back
out.
to it.
Thank you guys for joining us all season long, and thank you for listening to us. Of course, if you go to Instagram, you can find our page. It is Straight No Chaser podcast, and in the link in our bio, you will find all the places that you can hear us or see us. We have Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, and the YouTubes, or Ayana.
Wherever you get your podcasts.
You should really coin that.
Excellent.
That's a good
Oh
one.
my God.
I love it.
So thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay,
Okay,
bye.
bye.
Next season. See you in
Stop the
season
recording.
3.